HR, probably sending shivers down your spine right now and rolling your eyes. And I get it, right? Most people see HR as this giant cost that the government's making you have with compliance. And yes, that is an element of it, exactly. There is compliance, there's litigation. People are the best part of your business, but also bring the biggest part of risk. And often the misconception about HR is it's a pure cost. And it really isn't. So you're thinking, what is the return on investment, the ROI in HR? Well, number one, straight away, the biggest impact is going to be your talent management and looking at that sort of side of it. So, for example, how you attract and retain, people that are the best. How do you optimize your compensation plans? And I'll give you an example. As we worked with one client that was trying to hire very hard to find people, and all the competitors were fighting over the very small labor pool that they had. They were paying overpriced for it and just couldn't get the workforce. And the team were changing at a drop of a hat for an extra couple of bucks an hour. So what we designed in HR was we actually designed our own training program, and we actually trained our own school because we had the experts in the field, and it didn't cost a lot for them to get certified to be able to provide our own training program. So we actually developed it to bring them in early, train them, and get these new team members to agree to 5-year deals as they had to pay the money back. So over the years, what happened was we developed a stream of talent coming in that we could relocate across the whole country, and we were beating out the competitors because we already had that signed up with all these schools, high schools, and we really managed to control the flow of labor and retain them, and the loyalty was there. And it's often what you'll face as you grow, your strategic plan of your 5-year business plan. Human capital planning is really part of it. It's not just some fancy word for big corporations. It really is for corporations of all sizes that want to grow, is where you're growing, who do you need on the bus? And when you look at a skills gap analysis, which sounds very complex, but ultimately what it is looking at the people you have and looking at where you want to get to. Do the people have the skills and the attributes and experience in order to get you there? So do you need to hire new talent that can help you there? Or is the gap small enough that you could actually train your current workforce to be able to grow into these new roles and these positions that you have? That's just one example, but and also looking at your benefits, reducing the cost of your benefits, looking at that's a large expense right there and then. And then obviously looking at how you operate within your systems. But I'd say immediately ROI is talent management, benefit management, and your cost management as well. And that really can save you a lot of money, and people don't really think about it. But your cost of turnover, cost of looking for people, and cost of retention really is a big impact on your bottom line. And not only that, it affects your customers. You want customer loyalty and you want to retain these clients for a long time. If your labor force keeps changing over and the quality is changing and people keep not getting what they're asking for, eventually that's going to impact your employer brand and your actual company brand. So, we call employer brand is if you are not known as a great employer, you have high turnover and a bad situation, it eventually affects you on the market, so you can't attract those top professionals that you need in order to compete in your specific industry. And obviously your corporate brand, if you're constantly changing employees and things are constantly changing in there, you can't maintain the same quality and the consistency that the clients are looking for. And therefore it impacts your company brand as well. So don't just think of HR as a cost. There really is a strategic element in there that does return immediately on investment. And I would argue that if you have a good, solid HR team or outsourced HR team, if you have turnover issues at the moment or attraction issues at the moment, it's almost a wash. Once you've paid for a service for the year, we can bring down your turnover, increase your acquisition, and obviously increase your motivation and performance within your team members that you currently have. That definitely does impact your line. But also looking at your people operations efficiency, like looking at your utilization rates. Most businesses do not look at their utilization rates, and they think it's something just for consulting firms. But really, look at the manufacturing pounds per hour of your team members. Look within other industries, what are you performing within those hours? Are your teams operating the most efficiently? Do you really need to hire that extra person, or could you move things around? These are all different things that a good quality HR department will be able to look at and save you time and money, and maybe prevent you from investing in things you don't really need to. By looking at the numbers, the metrics, and the utilization reports will really help you understand, what your team are doing and how efficient they are at doing it. So that's just a taste of what strategic HR can do and what it can do to add to your bottom line and make you more profitable and more efficient.